So I can draw penises on the screen. Penis, woo! It's a very stubby penis. Okay, Epic Pen is ready to go. Draw a big smiley face. Ah, I guess this is how I'm feeling. See, we could draw a big Orisa face. Do it like this. Oh, oh, oh. And I can make this into like a mouth. There we go. It's an Orisa face. Orisa! Okay. Stumpy penis equals a chode. Yes, thank you. Okay, let's get this show on the road and the show. There's no need for any long intro, which is nice. Because like we've been streaming for about what 2 hours, 3 hours now, which is okay. Still feeling alright. So yeah, stream chat, start saying hello YouTube, and I'm gonna intro. Welcome to Overwatch and welcome to Coaching the Many. This time we're going to be coaching on a Reaper game. And a couple of things with this one actually. It's interesting. It's actually a repeat performance from one of our subs who also, by the way, I've drawn on a Orisa face on the screen just to say hello, just to cheer everyone up because we had a rough day. Ooh, oh god. Oh god. Apparently that's new. Anyway, that caught me completely off guard. So yeah, the game rating, as you can see behind Orisa's lovely face in Twitch chat, is whoop, oh fuck's sake, that's not what I wanted. It's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong, chat. It's all gone bad. It's all gone bad. I've closed everything. I've hidden absolutely everything somehow. Do I need anything else up? It's just all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. Everything's vanishing. Let me make sure that window's up at least, and then we have everything I need, I think. Okay. Panic's over. We are looking at Reaper today. Oh god, Arkathor. Are you sure you want to resub now? Are you sure you want to resub now? Because this is the guy who we're going to be coaching. He actually tried to be doing, he tried out Widow. So if you watch Coaching the Many on Widowmaker, this is the same guy. And he's decided, in his infinite wisdom, to change from Widowmaker to Reaper. So like one controversial pick, really controversial pick, into another fairly controversial pick. And we're going to see how the Reaper fares. So during this intro, so you guys can see, buy Twitch chat. Let's get rid of Twitch chat now. There you go. Buy Twitch chat. Actually, I need you on this side because I'm used to where you are. So you can see this is gold 2K rating, like 2050. Well, let's think about Reaper as a character because Reaper hasn't been in the meta for a while. Okay, and let's ask ourselves why. Well, the reason why is actually pretty simple. So if you look on the screen, it's actually the Roadhog. Like Roadhog is the big reason why Reaper isn't a common pick, and it's quite simple. They have very similar strengths, very similar roles in terms of what they do and how they overlap. So basically the Roadhog, like think about Roadhog, Roadhog is very good at close range, he's very good at annihilating tanks, he's very good at getting quick picks, and he's actually quite durable as well with his sustain. Reaper, high damage, very close range, he's very slippery, he's very hard to confirm kills on because of Wraith Form, and he has a lot of sustain in combat because he heals up. His ultimate is also incredible. Reaper has an amazingly powerful ultimate, is really, really strong, really, really good ultimate. So yeah, like Reaper has a lot of strengths and a lot of pluses, but his weaknesses are pretty apparent when they are running like tank heavy. You've got to go in, you deal a lot of damage, and then if they have a Roadhog, for example, they just hook you and you die. Or you've got to Wraith Form away before you can actually get that damage out there. You will also have trouble closing in on people and getting that close range damage out. And this is one thing I want to really emphasize, that if you are playing Reaper, you have to be close range. If you are not close range, you are just flat out not dealing any damage. And we're talking like 10 meters. We are talking like this distance. You know, with this line here, you have to be within this kind of space to actually be dealing damage as Reaper. The closer the better. Okay? It's very, very important to do that. Complete waste of guns. Shiny, shiny gold guns getting thrown all over the fucking place. And yeah. So what is our game plan? Like, we've looked at this lineup. So let's have a look at it again before we get the horrific waste of guns. So what is our game plan? Like, looking at this lineup. What are we going to try and do, especially here on Watchpoint Gibraltar? Well, we are the big close range damage source. We don't have a Reinhardt, which is actually going to really hurt us. We do have a Lucio who can help us getting in, because his speed boost is actually super useful for us. We also have the potential for Beyblades, which is the Reaper plus Ana Nano Boost combo, so do keep that in mind. Beyblade, very, very powerful combo. It's just a bit difficult to work it. Soldier is actually a lot more reliable. It's just hard to get the Beyblade into the enemy team. But we're going to have difficulty here because we don't have the Reinhardt. And the reason why is quite simple. When Overwatch first came out, Reaper was generally considered a bit of a flanker. Like, he wanted to use his teleport, Shadow Step, to try and get into the enemy lines, try and get behind the enemy lines, and maybe deal a lot of damage that way, appearing on the flanks and that kind of thing. Actually, and oh, Reinhardt actually comes in. So it makes it easier for us. Reaper is very, very effective when tucked behind a Reinhardt barrier because you often have two Reinhardts just staring at each other. And if one team has a Reaper and the other team doesn't, the Reaper can actually really maul down the barrier super, super fast. He does so much barrier damage. It's insane. So we can actually really, really help out with that and really be big on doing that. We can also just make the Reinhardt's life difficult. We can always just poke forward, try and wrap around his barrier a little bit, maybe. Try and poke our guns through it and shoot him in the face. We can try and get away with stuff like that, maybe. We can always use our Wraith form for safety. So we have options. So these are the sorts of plans that I'm sort of coming up with when I see this team lineup. They have a Pharah that's going to instantly make our life hard. They have, is that a Mei Icicle that we just saw as well? So the Mei, not a bad target on us. The Reinhardt's definitely the high priority, and this is good. This is what we should be doing. Notice how fast his barriers just dropped. Like, we are 10 seconds into the game. We've barely been shooting it. We start slamming into it. 1,000, 500, gone. We have a huge amount of potential here. Mei absolutely saves their Reinhardt here. I actually quite like the patient waiting here. They have a Bastion. That's going to make our life difficult as well. We want to be a little bit careful with moving this way. And this is one thing I actually wanted to comment on very early. Arcathor, your camera movement. Don't be afraid to look up. It feels like, you know, you seem afraid to look up, which worries me. Also, we should be wraithing out of this, and we should be wraithing fast towards our team. Don't with cover, especially from the Bastion. But yeah, like, what is your mouse sensitivity? Because it feels like, okay, when I see this, it feels like I'm watching someone with very high mouse sensitivity trying to make very small, careful movements to not spin their camera around all over the place. And what I recommend is just try lowering it, because honestly, you want to make sure that your crosshairs are hovering over the target as best as possible. With this Wraith form, I definitely think we should be moving around towards our team and tucking inside. And the reason why is quite simple. With Bastion up here, we cannot, like, we either engage super hard, which we can't do right now because we're on half hit points. Let's go to blue, actually. Blue will be better for this. So we either engage super hard down here, which we can't do because we're on low hit points, or we go around this way and we try and put pressure on the Bastion. We can't actually fight out here because the Bastion will kill us. We cannot kill this Bastion ourselves. We are completely reliant on our team doing it, and let's not rely on our team too much. Let's try and be self-sufficient where we can be. So, like, this positioning, we're just going to get mauled. We have no Wraith form. We cannot afford to be aggressive when we're on half hit points like this, and while we get the barrier down, we just get smacked in the face and we die. And it feels bad, man. So, yeah, you just got to be a little bit careful with your positioning. Make sure that you are tucking away. And the nice thing about Reaper as well, actually one of the nice, cool parts about playing Reaper, is when you are in Wraith form, Ana can still heal you. So if you try and put yourself in front of an Ana, she will absolutely try and heal you. We want to be getting closer. You can see the crosshair, the damage drop-off is actually absolutely huge, so we're not doing much damage to the barrier. Let's try and tuck in here. This is actually a really nice position for us to be, because we can look up here, see if we can find anything. This is already risky, simply because Bastion has armor. So until we actually get to, like, here, we are dealing pathetic amounts of damage. Absolutely pathetic amounts of damage. Honestly, it would be better to go for the Pharah here. Like, the Pharah would honestly be the better choice. The Pharah should be reacting to us, because as you can see, like, we've done maybe 30 damage, and then we got booped off and killed by the Pharah. We can't afford to announce our presence like that until we start closing in and getting a lot closer. Bastion really isn't our problem, especially when he's like being ballsy and just staying on the high ground. This is for Ana, this is for, you know, sleep dart on him would just solve him, no problem. That's for other people to deal with, unless we can get behind them. Like, Soldier should be dealing with that, Ana should be dealing with that, with D.Va should be dealing with that, not you. You don't have the range to deal with it, and he has a lot of armor, so it makes it very difficult to close in on him and actually be effective. We can deal with the Mei, we can deal with the Reinhardt, and those are the two primary threats we should be handling. We can also just be a constant annoyance on the payload. So if we tuck under, then they're forced to drop down and engage on us. So this is fine. I actually like this motion. That we should be trying to fight in these closed areas. Like, this is a closed space. We're actually very effective here until we start getting around this corner. We can actually do quite a lot if they try and challenge us down here. So now they're starting to pick people off. Like, this Reinhardt is coming towards us. We should be dealing with this. This is our problem. And you can see we're doing a shitload of damage. We've dropped quite low. Let's Wraith form. We didn't Wraith form. Feels bad, man. Always try and keep an eye on your own hit points. It sounds obvious to say, but it's just definitely worth considering. Especially, like, a good idea here is to just count how often Reinhardt's hitting you. So 1, 2 hits. Okay, now it's probably time to start getting out, because that's 150 damage. We're starting to dip dangerously low. Bastion's also above us, so we're taking shots there. We take a third shot, and now we definitely should be Wraith forming, just to survive a little bit longer. Like, counting the Reinhardt hits, knowing how safe you are, knowing how many liberties you can take, that kind of thing, very good idea. So we definitely want to be a little bit careful with that kind of thing. Luckily, Soldier gets into the high ground, maybe does a lot of damage. We should be able to get out there and do a lot more. But you can always see that, like, if we're positioned correctly and playing safely, like we had options down there where we could just tuck around, get the large health pack underneath, all that kind of stuff. We almost have our ultimate though, so I actually kind of like this positioning now, taking high ground. We want to be very careful though, because most of our team is dead. So if we get caught out here, that's our fault, that's on us. And we definitely want to be very careful about getting caught out. Because you notice, until we commit, until we get in there, we are not effective in the slightest. This is another reason why Roadhog kind of phased out Reaper, is because Roadhog's still effective from this distance. We're not. We're not doing anything. All we're trying to do maybe is do a tiny bit of poke damage and get our ultimate here. What I would like to see out of us is to go onto the top of this high ground so that we're in position. Because you can see we are doing absolutely nothing. This, though, is a beautiful opportunity for us. I'm perfectly fine with the ultimate here. I think it's a very good ultimate. It just instantly cleans up the fight. Instantly wins the fight. No fuss, no muss, no danger. We should be able to beat this Mei in one-on-one. Reaper does beat Mei one-on-one, especially if she doesn't have defensive cooldowns. You should be able to win that fight if you are equal skill. So yeah, no problem. But we definitely had to, like, in my mind, there was a better option here, where we could have just taken this pathway, where we go up here. If you jump on top of this bit here, there's like the little corner bit, and then you can just jump your way up. There's no problem getting up to the blue boxes. Because then what that would allow us to do is that you can see Bastion's on the corner here. We could literally just drop down right on top of him. And then suddenly he has to turn around, look the other way. And when we're on top of Bastion, that's when we can kill him. Especially if we can hit his blue box. If we can shove a shotgun right against that and just nail it, that's all his armor probably stripped away in a single shot. And then it's easy. Then it's super easy. Then Bastion will die, no problem. Otherwise, like, the Reinhardt set us up beautifully. We managed to get in. Mei didn't wall properly, so we could just walk in. And yeah, like, there's no reason not to ult there. No reason not to ult there. And then I'm perfectly fine with us sticking with this Mei, because we should win this fight. She's already low, she has no ice block, easy kills for us.
Nice headshot,
There's actually something that I quite like doing on this point. First of all, yeah, we should definitely be abusing this. Like, we have speed boosts. So when, like, we heard Lucio... You listen, let me turn the volume up. So you could hear the speed boost, maybe. I hope you could hear that. So we got speed. There's no reason why we don't just run at this guy. If he earth shatters us, it's really no big deal. Because if we die here, then we just respawn a couple of seconds away. The payload's still not moving anywhere. The payload will still probably move around this corner without issue. That ultimate isn't going to do anything. So we can just run at this guy and make his life an absolute fucking misery. And just get rid of like half of his barrier in no time at all. Bastion's trying to set up behind him. Okay. Honestly, if he probably just ran in and just... Like, even if the Bastion started shooting at us, we just Wraith form and go around this way, pick up the health pack here. Suddenly, they have a team pushing forward. They're taking a shitload of damage. They have to worry about you on this side. There's a lot of options here to try and close in, but because we're being so hesitant, because we're being so scared, we're not doing anything really at the moment. We're getting some good barrier damage, but until we start doing this, and we start doing it a bit later, now they're in a lot of trouble. Now we actually might be a bit too deep. There's no reason to actually move into Reinhardt's range here. We could just stay here, for example. There's no good options for them if you stand here. No good options. Because either Reinhardt has to run, in which case you just start shooting him in the back, and you can probably kill the Bastion in the downtime. So he either runs, he engages you, in which case you just back away, run towards your team, you have speed boost properly, you just heal up, no problem, and you can just shoot him down in the process. Or he has to use resources to get away. There's no good choices for him when we're stood here. When we're stood inside the team, then he can start taking cheeky swings, maybe try and kill you, stagger you. Feels bad, man. That's a complete waste of a bomb. No reason to use that at all. Feels bad, man. But yeah, I'm actually okay with us being a little bit aggressive here. We have what we need to be aggressive. This is our button, so this thing down here. Like, This tells us we can be aggressive. We can actually go and do things because very few things in the game do 250 damage. Very few things do 250 damage in a single shot. Hanzo can't one-shot you that easily. Widowmaker can, so you've got to be a little bit careful when they have a Widow. There are very few things that will actually kill us here. So even if we start getting into danger, Wraith form, melt back to your team, heal up on your team. Feels good, man. And now's when I would start considering maybe we want to be porting up top. Luckily they're not taking the high ground. We get booped in by the looks of things. I'm not sure actually why we just launched forward. Do they have a fire now? Yeah, they had a fire earlier. Maybe we'll comp blast in. Wouldn't mind seeing us turning to the left and maybe getting on the Ana a bit. I think there was a little bit of indecision here when we got... Oh, wrong direction. We get booped in and it feels like we kind of start shooting at the median. Just try and slam damage into whatever you can at the moment. Put a lot of pressure on them. Good job melting back though, because we're not going to last that long out of there. Okay, Bastion's going to be causing problems. D.Va's trying to buy us a little bit of a way in. Let's just poke in. Fire behind us, that's really not your problem. Okay, that's a tank. Wraith back. Fine with that. This is bold, and we're quite lucky that the tank doesn't just kill us. We are very lucky that the tank doesn't just kill us. And you can see, like, without armor, Bastion is not scary in the slightest. This is a huge amount of ult, and now we're starting to snowball. Justice, Wraith, good. Good, we're in position in the backline, ready to start cleaning up. Miss a couple of shots, that feels bad, man. Just definitely want to be improving that tracking a little bit. Like, I'm a little bit disappointed that we're not, like, we just stand here when reloading. We could realistically still be pushing in and just trying, I mean, remember, we are trying to leverage our strength. Our strength is in close range. We are unstoppable if we get in close. So we just start moving in nice and early while reloading, and we could already be in position to contest this. We could be looking to kill the D.Va, for example. D.Va is actually quite easy for a Reaper to kill, especially now. Like, especially when you're shooting her in the back. We could be killing that. I'm fine with using the Wraith there because we don't know what's happening with the Pharah. Again, she's not our problem. We can't do anything about Pharahs, so feels bad, man. And then we just mess up on the tracking a bit and we get killed by Ana. Really feels bad, man. Hopefully our team can secure it. Maybe. Let's see. Is this before or after the Ironclad nerf? I'm not sure. I think this might be after. Maybe. I'm not sure. It doesn't really change too much of what we're trying to do.
Group up before going in.
This is very wise. Very angry man because he got nano boosted. I'm perfectly fine with this. This is actually a huge waste. We should not be doing anything. We shouldn't even be doing this. This man is very angry because he got nano boosted when the fight's already over. Like, so basically these guys are going to take a while to die. By the time that they are dead, we will have 100%. There's no need to announce. What we're doing now is we're basically just saying, hello, my name's Reaper, hi, I'm on the high ground. Please worry about me. If they don't know you're there, like, you are fucking doing hysterics. Now, if the Ana's paying attention, she might be thinking, oh, Reaper's on the high ground. He probably has an ultimate. We haven't seen the Reaper ult since that first engage, like very early on, taking the first point. There might be something. Pharah could be going up and challenging you. And for example, Pharah now is going to cause us a lot of problems. We just want to evade and wait for the call for the team. This is where you should be communicating to your team. Right, guys, I've got Death Blossom. I'm ready to drop down on him. Just let me know when you guys are in position. We definitely want to be playing it very, very careful, though. Just keep an eye out. Don't do anything too fancy. If we can survive in this position, this is, like, we get a bit, unfortunately, knocked off here. Forced to use it. Luckily, our team does react in time. We do get 2, which is good. The 2 big kills. And the nice thing about getting 2 kills, of course, is that we're now on full health, because we just get healed up during it. So now we can just keep finishing off. Killing Zarya is actually one of our top priorities now that they have a Zarya. We definitely want to be thinking about that Zarya a lot. Reaper is one of the best heroes in the game for finishing off Zarya, because Zarya's got a big, meaty body. She's a big, chunky lass. And so you can really get in there with shotguns. You can blow through one of her barriers in a single shot. That's also where you have to be very careful. And when you are killing the Zarya, make sure that you are calling out that you are focusing the Zarya. But you can keep, you keep speed with the Zarya, you keep pace with her, and you just keep blasting. You will win the DPS race every time because she's so chunky, and you will have no problem just killing her off. So Zarya is definitely our responsibility. It's an interesting nano boost. Again, stay on the tanks. Good. Let's try and get on this area. Now that she's on this high charge, we can just blow her down, and yeah, we should just be killing her. And you can see how, like, how much we just chunk her for when we land one of these good shots. It just takes down so much. And another fucking wallop. I mean, we had the Rhino hit as well, but it was just so much damage. No problem. That's a complete waste of Nerf Shadow. And again, this feels like mouse sensitivity. Lower mouse sensitivity will be better, I think. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's just lack of practice or lack of FPS experience, but it's definitely something we should be working on a little bit, because stuff like this can really cost us. When we're fighting a Zenyatta, we almost die here, and we don't want that. Just try and get the crosshair in the middle. Don't worry about trying to get headshots or anything like that. Try and aim for, like, the neck area on most heroes, because that will do the most. And yeah, just try and get the best out of that. Take it nice and slow, take it nice and smooth. Be confident in your damage output. Reaper has some of the highest damage output in the game. You have 8 shots to do it with in close range. You just need to land a couple of them, and you will win fights at close range. Of course, sometimes that happens. We should have been wraithing. Like, the moment we get scared, and actually, what hits us? I'm actually not sure on the, like, when we see this, we probably should be wraith. Yeah, we should be wraithing now, probably, just for safety. You might be expecting a heal or 2, but yeah. Better safe than sorry. I mean, you guys just used a shitload of ultimates just to, like, get 2 meters, which is a bit of a shame. They're defending super close, though. This is actually really good for you. Good announcement on the ultimate.
What's your ultimate status?
Only 30 feet.
Okay, so you're asking Reinhardt. That's good. Again, actually, I really don't like that shit these shots we're taking.
Oh, beautiful.
If you're looking to ult, one of the last things you should do, like, In a firefight like this, Reaper's big stompy boots, because he does stomp around, like stomp, 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 they are really not that loud when like people are actually fighting. These guys have no fucking idea you're here. They have no clue. There's nothing literally stopping you just going here and just saying Lucio speed. Like, Lucio, can you speed boost? I'm gonna ult. And just walking in, and even though we're on 98%, we should be in position. Then we can just fire the single shot, and then we get the nano boost, and then we're like right next to this guy, and especially if we just nuke this guy, there's no transcendence stopping us.
Oh, beautiful.
Luckily, they like delta split in a really bad way, and they don't actually get away from your damage. Zenyatta gets picked off. Easy kills, easy kills. But definitely, like, hold on to those shots, because once you have shot, you have announced your presence. Reaper shotguns are very distinctive, they're very easy to hear out. We should be pressuring this Reinhardt. 4 people have just died, there's no respawns. We should just be running at this guy. We should just be charging at this guy. I mean, we should check in here for a moment, but it should be a bit of a quicker, like, just, oh, yep, nothing there. This is our priority. Especially because now we can just hide back here. Easy kill on Zen. Hopefully. There we go. And now we can just try and hold this. And yeah, we can just keep slapping this area. Again, a burn call on Zarya would be nice if you are trying to just blow through our barriers. But you can see how fast she dies to us. No fucking problems.
Nice.
Hammer down, no real issue. Should be an easy kill for us. Easiest clean up in the world. Feels good, man. When we start getting in there, when we start leveraging our close range, it really starts mattering. It really starts doing a lot of damage. Like, contrast that to the difficulties we had at the start, where we just literally were just running in and getting sort of picked off by the Bastion. Like, this is all because we're just out of position. We are not engaging in an effective range, or we're engaging it in places where we can just get focused down. Like, here we do tons of damage, tons and tons of damage. Then the Bastion starts focusing on us, and we have no way to retaliate. That's when we pull back. That's when we take care, and we try and rely on our tanks to get us to places where we can actually deal damage. We don't end up doing that at this point. We don't use our tanks very well, and as such, we just die. And that's kind of the difference going forward, is that we start using our tanks a lot more to get us into good positions, or where we can actually start leveraging our strengths, or we put ourselves in good places where we can already do a hell of a lot when engaging. And so that's why we sort of started turning this first half. That and the enemy team just played way too aggressively into you. Like, when the enemy team has a Reaper, you don't run at him, basically. You just try and keep his distance. Okay, so let's go for the defense. Hello, Miss Midnight. Welcome. We're doing Coach of the Many on Reaper. Talking all about the Reapers. The Reaps.